What is going on YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. This is my review for Married to Medicine season 11 episode 2. I didn't do a review on the first episode concerning the whole event that the Whitmores put together, Cecil and Simone, or Whitmore or Whitfield. I'm not exactly sure what their last name is, but they put on a party that was called the Whitnick, which is in honor of the Freaknik that used to go down back in the day in Atlanta. I will say though that Phaedra's wig that she wore during that Whitnick was everything. It was everything. Like, here's the thing. Like, I really don't care for Phaedra. I still don't know why she is on this show. But she knows how to serve a look. She knows exactly how to serve a look. And that is exactly what Phaedra did in this particular episode, in that first episode, honey. But this is just going to be a quick review of what happened because not really much of anything happened. We were able to see Dr. Jackie. And I also wanted to say that, is it just me, or does it seem like Toya is being pushed to the background of this particular season? We haven't really seen too much of Toya. She is still on the opening for the show, so which means that she has not been demoted to a friend of the show, but we're not seeing that much of Toya. And Toya has become one of my favorite women on the show. Of course, Dr. Jackie will always be my favorite on the show for forever and always. She will just always be my favorite. But I've come to like Toya, and I've come to enjoy the growth that we've seen with Toya, judging from her first season leading up to now, where in the first season she was fighting with Mariah at the pool during one of their events, which actually now, even though if you bring it to her, she will, give it back to you. But Toya has gotten so much better and has matured so much in the time that we have seen her in these last 10 seasons. I've just wanted to see more of her and more of Eugene and more of her family. I think she has the most adorable family. I think it's amazing the growth that we've seen in her marriage as well. Seeing her treating Eugene better. It's just a really good thing to see. But we're seeing that Dr. Jackie is working with an artist, Cash Doll, and when Cash Doll is, I'm not privied or up to date on the most recent or current music, so please do not come for me in the comments if you are offended by the fact that I am not familiar with Miss Cash Doll. However, I did become familiar with her shape, honey, because when she was sitting in that chair, her waist to hip ratio was on fleek, honey. Like that, it was ridiculous. That girl got body down, honey. Girl. But anyways, just thought that was ridiculous, girl. But anyways, Dr. Jackie is working with her, and it's great to see Dr. Jackie doing her thing in her offices. And we also have Dr. G and Miss Sweet Tea. They're going out. They're having dinner, and Dr. G is really pushing. I'm going to do this to you. I'm going to screw the whatever her condition is. I really can't remember what her condition was, but he was saying that he's going to screw that out of her. And Dr. G is really trying to force himself on the viewers and kind of maybe show us who he is or show us what he wants us to see of him. And it's coming off extremely inauthentic. It's coming off as he's trying too hard. And it's very cringy. And I'm not here for it. But they discuss their issues with Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Damon. And I find that very interesting, but it seems very real to me. And that's why I love Married to Medicine. And going into this season, I wasn't sure if I was going to enjoy it, but watching this second episode made me realize how much I was going to enjoy this season of Married to Medicine. I think it's going to be very good, and I'm very much looking forward to it. It's very interesting to me that Dr. Contessa is back. And is it just me, or does it seem like Dr. Contessa has a new face? I'm just putting that out there. But anyways, Dr. Damon and Dr. Heavenly have a little talk about Dr. G and Sweet Tea. And the whole thing about Sweet Tea saying that Dr. Heavenly told her, quote, told her that Dr. Heavenly knew that Dr. Damon was cheating on her, which I don't believe whatsoever. But she told Dr. Damon in the first episode that it wasn't that she was accusing Dr. Damon of cheating on her. It's just that she brought up the fact that Mariah accused Dr. Damon of cheating, and Dr. Heavenly said that she believed Mariah, which again, that does not sound like anything that Dr. Heavenly would have told Sweet Tea. I don't know where Sweet Tea might have gotten that from, but I don't believe that Dr. Heavenly would be close enough to Sweet Tea to reveal that type of information to her. But anyways, so let's just get down to the main deal that happened during this episode. Quad was going around to the girls and inviting him to her burlesque 43rd birthday celebration. And of course, Quad has to do this in the highest of style. She's rolling around in this SUV Rolls Royce. I never knew that Rolls Royces had SUVs, but apparently Dr. Quad, oh, not Dr. Quad, girl, she might as well be Dr. Quad the way she's doctoring up these storylines. But anyways, she, Quad is, Quad is rolling around, has these flight attendants, these women dressed as flight attendants, passing out these invitations. Her first stop is Dr. Simone's doctor's office, and I was really surprised at Dr. Simone's reaction to it. But Dr. Simone seems like that girl who will get along to get along. You know what I'm saying? And so I was glad to see her embrace Quad. Because when the women came into Dr. Simone's practice, Dr. Simone was like, "Where is Quad at?" And so they told her Quad is actually out in her Rolls Royce, So that rented Rolls Royce that she rented for this scene in particular. But anyways, Dr. Simone goes outside and she gives Quad a hug, and Quad is like, "I just wanted to invite you to my party. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you dress burlesque style. We're going to have a good time." And, Dr. Simone is like, "I appreciate the olive branch, and, we'll have our talk whenever we get to it." Now, whether we'll actually get to a talk between Dr. Simone and Quad is up in the air. Not sure if that's actually going to happen. I hope it does eventually happen, because I do want to see some type of resolution between Dr. Simone and Quad. Quad also sends an invitation to Dr. Contessa, while Dr. Contessa is hosting Sweet Tea for a little game of pool. And Sweet Tea's got her big glasses on. She looks very comfortable, and she looks like she's giving us a round the way girl, you know what I'm saying? Sort of kind of banjo girl in a way, you know what I'm saying? And I enjoy that about Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea's trying her best. So bless her heart, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so Quad shows up to Dr. Contessa's house, and she gives her invite, and Dr. Contessa says, "Well, Quad, you know what I'm saying? Sweet Tea's in here. Why don't you come say hi to her?" And Quad is like, "Oh, no, gotta go. See you later." Quad does not want to invite Sweet Tea to her birthday party. And it's very interesting to me how the girls brought up the fact that Quad was upset with the girls for asking her to leave the Napa trip last season, but she deliberately leaves Sweet Tea out of her birthday party, which I don't know why she felt like she needed to do that, because I don't know whether Sweet Tea would have gone if she had been invited in the first place. I'm sure she would have gone. She might have thought, maybe because I'm on this show, I'm probably obligated to go to these events that I'm invited to. But anyways, and so when they get back into the car, Quad and her flight attendant crew get back into the car. One of the crew members, they don't put the camera on the girl. So, I guess, shout out to the producers for not giving that girl her camera time that she was clearly looking for. She said, "Who is that homely woman that was in the house with Dr. Contessa, the woman with the big thick glasses?" And Quad is like, "Are you serious? Do you not know that is Dr. G's new wife?" And it is what it is. But anyways, so Quad is getting this party together. She's got a what seems to be a great party planner. She's having this burlesque type of birthday party. And the girls are getting ready. Toya, Dr. Contessa, and Dr. Simone are getting their outfits together. And Toya's asking, Dr. Simone, how are you and things with you and Quad going? You know what I'm saying? You going to her birthday party, so it seems like y'all are on the up and up, honey. And because Toya has made amends with Quad, and I'm glad that they have done that, because Quad had been talking real reckless about Toya and Eugene. So I'm so glad that they've at least mended fences. At least that's what it seems like they've been able to do. But I'm happy to see all the women coming together. Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Jackie, they're getting their outfits together. Dr. Jackie, she, she's got her nice little get up going, and it seems like Dr. Jackie is really one of the only ones that actually dressed up for the affair. And so the women show up at the party. Dr. Jackie and Dr. Heavenly are offered shots as soon as they walk in. Dr. Jackie walks right by them people and says, I'm too classy for all this. Yes, Dr. Jackie, I live for Dr. Jackie, honey. And so, of course, Dr. Heavenly takes a swig, you know what I'm saying? And so the girls end up asking, the owner of this area, the owner of this place where the party is taking place. They ask her, so Quad put this together, and the woman says, no, it was Quad's boyfriend. He's the one that got this together. The girls are like, Quad's boyfriend? Since when did Quad have a boyfriend? And my thing is like, okay, so Quad, do you now see the reason why these women are saying that it seems like you don't want to be around, that you don't want to be in our lives because you got this whole boyfriend that we know nothing about. We know nothing about at all. The only time that we see you, girl, is when a camera is in your face, honey. So why are you here? It's clear the Quad is only here for the check. It's clear the Quad is only here for the check. And so Quad has this grand entrance. She's dressed up, as Alexander Rogers said during his review of this episode. She's dressed up like a drag queen, honey. She's got her best garb on, honey. She looks wonderful. And of course, when Quad has the mic, she's going to go on for 7 days and 7 nights, going on and on and on and on and on. And this is when she introduces us to her man. Her man's name is King, and King seems to be very well off. From the looks of the preview for the next episode, he's going to buy her a Rolls Royce. He's an attractive man, obviously a younger man, seems to be in his mid to late 30s. He's a nice looking man. And Quad is all goo goo gaga, my man, my man, my man. You know what I'm saying? And so, I guess I can be happy for Quad. Not exactly sure if this relationship is legit. But we could say the same thing about Phaedra's new man, who's going to be coming along as well. Shout out to Kenya for originating the Rent a Man for a reality show, honey, because these girls are cramping on your style, honey. But it's going to be interesting to see how things go in the future with Quad and her man. And so while this party is going on, the husbands get together and the husbands are having conversation while the women are at Quad's party. And there seems to be tension between Dr. G and Dr. Damon. And, of course, we understand why, because Dr. Heavenly and Sweet Tea have been at each other's throats. And Dr. Heavenly had said some disparaging remarks about Dr. G on her social media. And Dr. G is not feeling that whatsoever. And yeah, that's really interesting to me. That's really interesting to me, the fact that Dr. G and his ego is so hurt by the things that Dr. Heavenly has been saying. And Dr. Damon is like, why are you so sensitive? Like, this is women's type stuff. Like, why are you being so affected by the things that my wife is talking or saying about you, especially if it's not true? If it's not true, you don't have to worry about it and don't even have to address it. But Dr. Damon seems like the mature one in this conversation, because Dr. Damon's not going to get into women's business. And I appreciate that about Dr. Damon. He allows Dr. Heavenly to do her thing. He knows that she's in her bag. He knows that she's getting her check. So she's doing what she feels like she has to do to keep her place on this show. And a lot of people may not like Dr. Heavenly. I accept and appreciate Dr. Heavenly for what she brings to the show. And she's not going to change, so therefore I'm not going to expect or demand change from Dr. Heavenly, because it's not necessary. Because Dr. Heavenly is going to be who Dr. Heavenly is. And as long as Dr. Heavenly is not going over the line, not line stepping here necessarily, to per se, you know what I'm saying? I'm okay with what Dr. Heavenly does. But Dr. G is really showing what my sister Jennifer said in her live last night. Shout out to the Light of the Leo for her Monday night shows at 9 o'clock on the Light of the Leo on YouTube. He's showing band bitch ass niggas shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's doing. And you know, it is what it is, but we'll see what happens. Apparently, Dr. G gets into it with Quad's new man later on down in the season, so it'll be very interesting to see where that goes. But what do you guys think of this season of Married to Medicine so far? I am enjoying it much more than I'm enjoying Housewives of Potomac, and so we'll see where it goes from here. But make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, press that like button, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts on this second episode of the 11th season. Also, be sure to press the notification bell, share JoJo Speaks with all your family, friends, and loved ones. Let everybody out here know that JoJo Speaks is out here in these YouTube streets. Thank y'all so much for joining me for this video. See you guys on the next one. Peace out, y'all.